Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we're doing something a little different than like budget cars. We're doing the top 10 most hated cars in the world. Some of these you guys will probably guess, some of these are just kind of ones that are a little random, but not really. They all have a reason as to why people hate them, and we're gonna go over that today. Stay tuned. Number 10 is the Kia Soul. This is a freshly hated car. This car is relatively new to be hated on, but boy are they being hated on. Kia just didn't learn. People hated the Scion XB, the Honda Element, all those boxy cars. You guys remember that little phase that people had where they were making boxy cars for some reason? Nissan did one too. I forget what they named it though, but they had those weird boxy looking cars. Nobody liked them. Nobody, including grandmas. Not one person liked them, but for some reason Kia was like, you know what, we should bring back the boxy car look. And so they came out with the Soul. And the Soul, it's kind of ironic because the name would imply that it has a lot of character, a lot of soul, but it doesn't. It's one of the most boring cars you can drive, and it's one of the most boring cars to look at. The car is just ugly. It's not a good car. Number 9 is a twofer. The Subaru WRX and the Mitsubishi Evos have been rivals since they first debuted, and nothing, I mean absolutely nothing, except for Mitsubishi discontinuing their Evos, RIP in the chat, love Evos, hopefully they come back with an Evo 11, that would be sick, has been able to stop them. No matter who you are, you like either one of them, you know what I mean? You like either the Subaru or you like the Mitsubishi. You like either one. Personally, I like the Evos better. I'm sorry, Subi guys, I am sorry. I am so sorry, but the Evos they just do something for me. Now this isn't like gang wars or anything. It's not like people see each other and they're like they can't be friends because they don't have a Subi or they don't have an Evo. But they when you see them on the highway, if you see an Evo and a WRX on the highway, pull out your phone because you're about to witness like a clash of titans. They can't help but when they see each other rev or race, and it's honestly pretty cool. Number 8 is another twofer, but this is got to be the biggest rivalry in automotive history. The Camaro versus the Mustang. Once again, these guys absolutely despise each other way more than those rally boys we were just talking about. They just can't seem to get along. No matter what they do, they don't care about each other. They hate each other. Mustang guys and Camaro guys, oh my god, they'll go at each other's throats. Mustang is turning to a electric SUV now, and so that gives Chevy some leverage, but then I guess Chevy is discontinuing their Camaro again for the 20th time, so I don't really understand how, like, if the rivalry's still going on, but whatever. These guys mainly care about how fast their car is in straight line speeds. So when a Camaro is pushing 800 horsepower and a Mustang is pushing 900 horsepower, that Mustang driver will be like, I'm faster than you, let's take it to the highways. And they do 40 rolls and they prove it and they get into fights. There's so many fight videos on YouTube, it's hilarious, you should watch them. But the rally boys that we were just talking about, they're more like track focused. So I guess that makes sense because they're muscle cars and not really meant to go around track, but it's a kind of silly argument when you think about it that way. Number 7 is literally any pickup truck ever made, and to be completely honest, I understand the hate behind these ones. Let me explain myself. I'm not saying I hate pickup trucks. I do not. I think they are unbelievably great tools for work. They can look extremely good. They can be extremely cool. They can be extremely fun. I've been in people's pickup trucks when we're going off-roading or in the snow, and it's a lot of fun. But that's not what they hate. That's not what people don't like about them. They don't like the people. And let me explain that. For some reason, it just seems like 90% of the time you meet a truck guy, he'll immediately start bashing everyone else's cars at the car meet or wherever you are in order to go gain attention. They need attention for some reason, and then 9 times out of 10 they start blowing that black smoke out of their exhaust. That is cool. Sometimes I look at that and I'm like, that's sick, but you don't have to do that at an intersection when there's a family of 4 next to you and it's just some mom in her Honda CRV. She's just trying to get to the grocery store, but you're blowing soot in her face. Like, that's just a little disrespectful, and I think that's the reason why people don't like the pickup trucks. Number 6 is the Chrysler PT Cruiser, and if you don't know, I own one of these gems of cars. They are wonderful cars. There's no reason why they should be hated. I don't understand why people don't like them. They look great. They perform wonderfully. They're the fastest car around the Nürburgring right now. They just didn't put it on the list because it was so fast that they wanted to give the others, like, it's on its own list pretty much. In all seriousness, the real reason why people hate these cars is because they're extremely ugly. it's a pile of hot garbage. It's not fast, it's not reliable, it's not cool, it's butt ugly, and on top of that, it's so like clunky, if that makes any sense. It just feels like you press on the gas and it's just like it's like takes 2 to 5 business days for the torque to get to the wheels, and you're just like, you're kind of waiting. It's not fun. It does get good gas mileage and has a decent amount of space, but besides that, the car just isn't worth it. There is so many other hatchbacks for around the same price that's better than a PT Cruiser. Number 5 is the Jeep Wrangler, and these guys kind of share the same reason as the truck guys why they're hated on, but not to the extreme. There are plenty of respectful Jeep drivers on the road, and the community around them is something else entirely. But the disrespectfulness, the part that people don't like, that's not the reason why people hate them so much. People hate to feel left out of something. It is human nature. I'm sure you guys all have FOMO, fear of missing out. When you see your friends going out to the bars or going out having a good time, you're always like, damn, I wish I was invited. Why wasn't I invited? That's kind of how it is with the Jeeps. You can lie and sit there and be like, oh no, I don't care. But Jeeps have a tight-knit community around them. One of the biggest community, if not the biggest community, is Jeeps. And so when people are driving by and they're behind a Jeep and they see another Jeep driver wave and they're both smiling, they don't even know each other and they wave to each other, it gets people jealous. Number 4 is absolutely any supercar ever built, and this one is kind of sad because the reason why people hate these drivers is ridiculous. It's jealousy. Now guys, you're gonna go in the comments and be like, no, I hate supercar drivers because of this. Guys, they're not. I know what you're thinking. No, supercar drivers are arrogant a-holes. They can be. I'm not saying that they're not. They can be, but that's something it's kind of silly to base a supercar driver off of that. There's plenty of supercar drivers out there that I've met. Actually, as a matter of fact, I've never had an experience with a supercar driver where he's an arrogant a-hole. Every time I come across them, they're usually relatively nice guys, and all they want to do is just talk to you about cars. It's not even their car. They just like to talk about cars. But a supercar is the ultimate status symbol, and especially nowadays since everybody is trying to make it to the top. So when they see someone having made it already, they can't help but be like, no, I hate him. I don't like him. Trust me, I'm not saying that supercars are great. I'd rather have a Mazda RX-7 than a supercar, but guys, supercars are cool and they worked hard for that. They're not trying, yeah, of course they're showing it off. Why wouldn't they? But they're not trying to be like, make everybody feel less than them. That's not how it is. Third place for the most hated car in the world is Tesla as a brand. Tesla is still new to the scene, so once again, people haven't had a lot of time to hate them, but boy, are they off to a rough start. As you all know, the Tesla has a fully electric engine that makes absolutely no noise and completely takes away the driving experience of a car. You literally can sit there and turn it into autopilot and it will drive for you. The average person sitting back and letting your car do all the work for you sounds amazing. People love that, and that's why it's becoming so popular, because the average person wants to be able to sit there and have their car drive them to the grocery store. That is a cool thing. But for people like me and you, I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you're just like me. We don't like that. We like the feel of a car. We like to feel like we're in control. We like to feel a connection with a car. And Tesla completely takes that all away. Now, Tesla's also the start to something that car guys have been fearing for the longest time, the full shift into electric powered engines. Gas powered engines are cool. We like them. I like the sound they make. I like the smell they produce. I like the feel of them. I like the rumble they have. Electric engines don't have that. And people are worried that electric engines are going to take over, and Tesla started all that. And so that's why people are hating them. Second place is the Honda Civic, the little inline four that could. The reason these got hate is honestly a shame. I'm not gonna lie. Fast and Furious came out, everybody wanted a little Japanese tuner car so they could be just like Paul Walker, but we weren't in Japan. Where were we? We were in America. And so what did we have? Well, we had the 240SX, we had Honda Civics, we had a couple other cool cars around there, but for the most part, the easiest one to get your hands on, the cheapest ones, and they were everywhere, was the Honda Civic. So everyone got their hands on one. Everybody got it, and they wanted to make it the most extreme looking car, not realizing that even, guys, let's face it, even the Fast and Furious cars, the first couple movies, they weren't cool. They weren't even cool back then, at least not in my opinion. Bright colors, AutoZone rims, big wings were the thing, and Honda Civic unfortunately suffered terribly. People were buying the worst mods to put on their Honda Civic, the cheapest mods to put on their Honda Civic, just to make it as bright and flashy as possible because they thought they were Paul Walker. And unfortunately, Civic still suffers from that to this day. There are plenty, and I mean plenty, of cool looking Civics out there, clean looking Civics. There are plenty of Civics that could gap a supercar. They're definitely not cars. They're definitely cars that you don't want to play around with, but because of the old influence from Fast and Furious, They got the title as racers. But the most hated car in the world has got to be the Toyota Prius. And this is like the stepdad of the Tesla, an electric car that looks like an egg, and is something Toyota knew damn well would not sit right with the car community. Let's face it, Toyota has always been a pretty cool car brand. They made some unbelievably legendary cars. I don't even have to name it, and you already know exactly what car I'm talking about. But there's other cars like the MR2, the Celicas before they turned into Supras. Those were cool. Corollas are pretty cool. Pretty much, there are some sick cars that Toyota made, and when they came out with the Prius, it was just kind of like a big middle finger to the car community. People didn't like it in the car community, and it on top of that, Teslas, yeah, they're fully electric, but at least they look cool, and at least they perform pretty damn good too. I mean, they have some very fast 0 to 60 times, but the Prius doesn't have that. It's strictly a economy car that has a hybrid engine. It's not cool in the slightest. 9 times out of 10, a Prius driver, let's be honest, it's just some old lady trying to go to bingo. But still, every car guy hates on them. They're like, oh, look at that idiot, look at that idiot. And it's like Granny from down the street. I don't understand why they hate them so mad. But if anything, think about it this way. It brought us all together. Whether you're a JDM guy or a muscle car guy, a truck guy or a slammed car guy, we all hate the Toyota Prius. So that is the end of this list, guys. If you enjoyed, pretty please, I'm gonna pray tonight that you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are close to 1,800 subscribers. That is mind-blowing. Also, guys, I'm going down to New Britain tomorrow to look at a car. I'm extremely excited. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but if all goes well, I'm gonna film it anyway, but if I actually end up purchasing it, then I'll post it on here, so you guys will we'll be seeing that video, and I'm extremely excited to get started. I'm so excited to get started building a car, being able to take it to car meets, race it, drift it, do whatever I want to do with it. Super excited about that. So subscribe and turn on notifications so that you guys can stay updated on that, please, because I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. But with all that out of the way, guys, if you guys want a SmoothStance hoodie, SmoothStance, it says, this one isn't the one that's on the website, but it says SmoothStance and has our logo on the back. www.smoothstance.com/shop. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, das vidania. Have a nice day.